Okay. So basically, yeah, if you're gonna hate me, then hate me for the truth. I don't know what the slander is that's going on in circulation though, but it's just like, people are just trying to throw darts, and I don't know where it's coming from or where they're doing it at, but it doesn't phase me though. However, I do want to put something out there just so I can be like, okay, yeah, hate me for the truth. Doesn't matter what you say now that I've done the whole put that shit out there. But moving forward is just like, for certain people who are not confident, or just don't want to go ahead and share information about themselves and their lives. You don't have to. That's totally respectful. That's totally respectful. Since my life has been broadcasted out there, it's really very not only condescending, dismissive, narcissistic, gaslighting, manipulative for somebody to watch and support my life being broadcasted and then say on some dumb shit, hold on, like, because this is awesome. They be like, hold on, a private life is a happy life. Stop broadcasting your every move. And I'm just like, but you're literally like your content is about my business. So it's very funny. That's very narcissistic. That's a narcissistic tactic. So be careful of that when people try to use that shit against you. Um, Flowers and passives. Speaking of which, hello, my name is Shalise, and I'm unfortunately the person who has been exploited by my exes and the people who I'm related to and ex friends, well, associates. Also, it became something mainstream. I'm sorry, something mainstream, and just it went down, went down the drain pipe of people just going wild with it, from the city, which is supposed to be like the state capital, and then the state, and then the government, and then it just went mainstream with the world. But it all started with this one little narcissistic imp of an ex, and then here we are, in this moment. So hey, what's up? I literally have been enduring this shit for several years, but I've slowly throughout the time, of me just kind of focusing on myself and working on myself, it kind of enlightened me to pick up certain type of behaviors and whims of other people, and then I just my eyes open, and then that's when I started picking up, like that's when my intuition kicked in and I started picking up on tactics. I love how the light is coming in so brightly. It has not come in like this brightly all day, and I just feel like God is with me, and my grandmother's with me, and I really appreciate that right now. Thank you so fucking much, because I have literally been having moments where I've just been feeling like, are you still there, are you still there? So yeah, this has gone too far, obviously, and I've been fighting ever since. And I've been having distractions, basically, with people just telling me one thing, and then I'm just like, okay, wait, hold on now. Like, why are you trying to distract me with this? I'm like, no, this is actually going on. This is really happening. This person right here is the one that's like, or behind the thing. And then that's when once I realized that while people were trying to distract me, I was just like, oh shit. Then all this other kind of shit started happening, and I didn't even get this from like any other type of source. Like, this is one I had to get on my own. I was just like, okay, well, what the fuck? Because I thought I left this nigga alone like many years ago, but unfortunately this person has been in the background, like brewing in the shadows for since the very beginning. So here I am. I'm just literally just posting out content. Hopefully it can be useful to the next person, because as of right now, I'm just winging it. Supposedly I have a following. No one has talked to me on my platform, but however, there's supposed to be a following and all that jazz, and the only following that I would know of has to be obviously through the fucking ex and the fucking other people, which means that their pockets are getting fatter, and they are being more supported with my oppression, I guess, to the extent of it is like, basically, I don't have any privacy. There are cameras in my house, and unfortunately it costs too much money in order to have somebody come and do a sweep. People have literally come into my house and just done malicious things, And I mean, a lot of you people who are probably watching this right now already know what the gist is. But if in the future somebody happens to fall victim to this, then I hope again this information will be useful to you. I am slowly, moving along as slow as a turtle, but moving forward bit by bit. In order to just do something with my life. And I say do something, but it's not like apathy. It's just knowing that, we're being puppeteered and like this is the game. The game is rigged for me to do this and then be and me be a battery to people. And I'm just like I'm really conflicting with it. However, a lot of people want me to surrender supposedly and just basically like roll on my back and just, just take it. Just take it. That's basically what they're saying. There's a lot of other type of fluff and shenanigans, but the gist is just basically take it and just hold on because you're so strong. When there's literally videos of people, even rich people who are celebrities, go out there and fight back with paparazzi, coming into their privacy, coming into their spaces and stuff like that. But if I talk out of my mouth, supposedly my you know how the pen is mightier than the sword. Apparently my mouth is mightier than other people's fists and an umbrella. So yeah, it's insanely funny on how why do these lemon so okay, I just it's almost seemed like a movie scene. Like, every single time when I said something, like I swear a bee would just come in and you're just like, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, the pen is mightier than sword. Apparently, like my mouth is mightier than another person's fist. So, because people are literally up in arms and making like, these campaigns. Oh my God, she's so horrible. Literally, this is like a tsunami of like bullshit and people with like these attitudes. Though, but oh my goodness, a pretty black girl just talking some talking to people accordingly for the bullshit that they're doing, and it's oh my goodness, oh my goodness. It's it's call 911. Um, she's hurting my feelings. You know what? Fuck you. Like, of course. Like, go ahead and eat it. It's so funny today. I've had to do a meeting and just meet with people, coworkers, and this that here and the gist. And I said it before that the the two faces. It's hilarious. But I can keep it like I can keep it professional. I can keep it professional. So it's it amuses me when people think otherwise because earlier today when I was doing this personal camera footage for my own use for later, pardon me, I was watching some content, some astral content, had my days, and there were people that was telling me to just no, there was one person in particular who was telling me to basically, surrender to what's going on. That there are higher people, that there are people, realms, or whatever like that. All of a sudden, it's just crazy. Like I would like people to just kind of be like really plain Jane about it, but unfortunately, we all have. Unfortunately, a lot of the content that I'm getting, people all of a sudden they start regular, as if I'm watching the Weather Channel or the news, and then all of a sudden it becomes mystical. Like all of a sudden, it's just like, yeah, well, right now here in New York City, it is a high 58 with a beautiful unicorn rainbow kind of temperature. And oh, wait, leprechauns are falling, falling from the sky or something like that. I don't know, but something like that. Basically, it's just it's just kind of funny how when I'm trying to get these downloads, like this information, this connection, or just like like what's going on, what is the forecast, I'm getting I'm getting a mix of this and that, this here and that, which makes it just a little bit like okay, I'm just gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna walk away. But I like to listen to some kind of content. Like I do like to hear things, and then I'm like, okay, if this resonates, or if this is actually conducive to my future, or if this is actually helpful, because I always like to grow. A wise man knows that he's never smart or something like that. There's like this saying, basically, like that you're smart when you know that you can always learn something. It's that's supposed to be true. Like you can, if you think that you know everything, you're very stupid. There's you can always learn something. But so I was hearing what this person had to say, and I was like, okay, well, let's see if this actually, some content that is actually seems very applicable to my life, and it does. Sounds like he got it. Um, but it also sounded like he just kind of either fell for the narcissist tactics, which normally, I mean, honestly, that's pretty likely. Like people are very convincing, or or he is a flying monkey. I don't know which one, but I don't know which one. I don't follow the channel, but I was like, okay, like let me click on the content of this video because the title seems nice, and it does have the information that I'm like kind of looking for. But then it's just like, ooh, so close, so close. But let me share some of that information with you. So it was just like let me see, be emotionally mature and balanced as possible. Let me tell you something. I am as balanced and emotionally mature as possible. I could have gone a shit ton of worse. And it's a shame that, people, of course, people, especially narcissistic people who are already users, manipulators, would want to complain about how, they can't get more, or, like the most out of somebody. They will squeeze a dry sponge and expect to have an inkling, like an ounce of water. And I'm just like, no, that like with me, trust and believe this is the most mature. I could have gone way worse. Yeah, I could have gone way worse. And even then, I would have still had some fucking restraint, still had fucking dignity and respect. But there's people who literally have gone much worse than what I would have expected to do, even if I decided to, just have like my mouth, be the fucking like, speak up to this, to exactly the type of, what do you say, indoctrination that he was speaking on. And I appreciate his words. Like, here's the thing. I swear, when it comes to like constructive criticism, I'm just like, yo, like I like what you're saying. I like your content, but can I at least say something back? And some people actually appreciate that, and then some people obviously they just like no, they just want you to hear it and follow along. And I'm just like, no, that's no, get the fuck out of here. Like, I look for like some type of growth where in a community, we can take and learn from each other, not just, all right, so here's some content, eat this up, bitch, and see you tomorrow. All right. No. We're not doing that. No. Go fuck yourself. Uh, I'm not saying that's what he is, but I'm just saying that, that's what I don't expect from like a community or, at all. So, but yeah, the gist of it was basically be emotionally mature and balanced as possible. Done. However, at the same time, though, it's just like, you can't be able to heal from an environment that is, trying to break you. And it just seems, okay, so where is a safe place? And if no one is actually trying to provide that place for you, or no one is trying to provide information on how to get to a safe place or what to do with the safe place, because the people, sources, the environment is tainted, um, then you can't actually grow. I've literally approached somebody this week, in fact, and I was asking them for help. Like, okay, so what is it that I can do in order to find some type of freedom, or like what is it that I can do in order to try to find some help? Each week, I'm actually making moves to like try to find help, resources, like making moves to like get myself away from these kind of people. But it seems like it's just so far deep now, and people are so freaking selfish. Excuse me, so people are so freaking greedy, because it's beyond just selfish. It's greed, envy, lust, um, all that. It seems like it's just not. It seems like that's more important than somebody's life, and they're like, yes, we know you don't belong here. Like, okay, what was done to you, was really fucked up. This shouldn't have happened to you. Shows your tits. I was like, it's gross, man. Like, it's so fucking gross. I can't even just like chuckle about this shit. Like, it's sick. So Yeah, this is the most emotionally mature that I can be and that I will be. So no one else is deserving of anything more than that, especially since I'm still in these fucking conditions. Like people are just like, oh, something good is coming. I'd rather have that, um, I'd rather have the what if than oh well, because right now I can't see the sunshine while you guys are providing me so much fucking shade. You feel me? It's not about having faith anymore. It's about actually not being manipulated and gaslighted by people who've just shown me time and time again that they lie. Time and time again that they're mis like they miss that they blindly follow narcissists and opportunists and people who are greedy. So why do you think that just one more time I'm going to believe you when literally time and time again, like come on now, that's insanity. And what did I say in my last video? Insanity is the same thing, expecting different results. I'm not going to listen to people who are literally over here, like doing like repetition with the same type of message of this is going to come, this just have faith. Like no, you're using religion, which is something that people do when they want to control somebody. You're using religion and you're using these other little tactics in order to keep me um like a cooperative slave. And no, I don't want to do that. And honestly, flowers and passives, like that's something that I wouldn't recommend for you to do either. Like I mean, sometimes some people, like once you know exactly what's going on, once you've been informed, once you have the information, you would take it upon yourself to just like, okay, you know that I'm an intelligent woman, so you would know therefore that I would be able to make an intelligent decision. However, you want me to lead on faith. Whose faith? I believe in God and what he can do and what he can do and what he would do are two different fucking things. I know God can do anything, and I know that there is a God. What he will do and what he won't do is up in the air for all of us. I don't have faith in man. I don't have faith in humanity. They have failed me so many multiple times. I have faith in God and his power, but I do not have any type of assurance that he will actually do what he's going to do. For me in this particular situation. So when you guys say have faith, do not insult my intelligence, because I actually know exactly what it is that the situation is, and I'm just working on it to the best of my ability. Speaking of which, when people are just saying, when people are talking about like to stop reflecting on the past, that's another thing. This is still today. I could be in a relationship with you. Okay, so all right, flowers and passives. This is how they try to manipulate us. They tell us, okay, reflect on, stop thinking on the past and stop, just try to focus on where you are today and all the other kind of stuff. Like I can be in a relationship with you right now, and I could cheat. I could cheat on you. I haven't done that, but I could cheat on you, and you can be like, okay, well, you know, here's the thing. They told me to stop with the blame game. Are you kidding me? Oh, they told me to stop with. They said that basically it was like a blame game. When it seems like they for years they have been trying to blame me and try to make me hold on accountable for bullshit that has nothing to do with me. Straight from strangers who I've never met in person, I've never done anything to. So this is why I titled it. It was like hate me. Oh wow, why did the title go away? But it was just like something about like basically like hate me for the truth. So yeah. So with the blame game, which is something that they're basically doing and still doing. Like yo, after this is something that the guy had told me on that narcissist podcast. Like you can have as much information as you want to a narcissist. If you provide it to them, they're going to use it as a way to get themselves out of it. And then on top of that, they're going to try to blame like you for it. And I've seen this happen because they've literally tried to throw this shit at me. And then when I had the proof and I was like, okay, the lights are on. I know it's you. They decided to just walk all over, pretend like nothing had happened, want me to like move on, try to guilt me and tell me that I'm doing gossip, that I'm doing drama. when for several years they've been doing this bullshit. It's that's a mind game. That's manipulation and mind control. I'm not for that shit. Like, no, I won't be gaslighted. Like, no, I'm making you guys accountable for your fucking actions and for, somebody to just move accordingly. But unfortunately, that's just obviously it's not gonna happen from a bunch of grown people. Some of them, a lot of them, are kids to fucking take accountability for their own fucking mess. Insanity. So yeah, so this is like a funny situation all on its own because it's like the blame game all over again for them to try to do a blame game on me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there's no blame game on my part. I recognize exactly the parts where I had played and being like I recognize the parts where I was involved, and it's a shame because a lot of people who are trying to explain themselves right now are neglecting the fact that it's really them that was like the main problem, and the reason, like, they were the initiators and we were the reactor. um Excuse me, well, I was the reactor and they were the initiators. So it's insanity. Okay, hold on. So it's a blame game. He was trying to say it as we allowed it, told like you were told that's what needed to do and take responsibility of how we got to this place. I think that's like honestly a universal lesson. It's a universal lesson that both the narcissist and I myself had practiced. Well, excuse me, what I had practiced, and I don't see any of the narcissists doing that in the public realm because no one came to me about that shit. Because the only time when people have literally, I've two people have tried to contact me. One person did contact me, but it was for bullshit. Like, they didn't apologize to talk about exactly like what had happened. They like skirted around the issue. This little bird. They had skirted around the issue, and they didn't even like. Well, no, excuse me. They didn't even address the issue. They wanted to just apologize for something else. I'm just like, look, this is a bullshit. Like, if you're gonna waste my time, don't. Let me just say this time. Do not waste my time about like some type of little petty ass bullshit. And not admit to exactly like what the fuck is going on. Don't do that. We don't need to have drinks. We don't need to eat or anything like that. Just tell me exactly like what the fuck was going on from the nitty gritty. And if you're not gonna be about that, which I know a lot of people aren't going to be, I have yet to see somebody who would do that. Um, so I was just like, yo, like, just fuck it. Fuck it. No, if no one's gonna be fucking accountable on an adult, then it's just like, what is the point of even contacting me? Like, let me just save you your coins, your little text messages, and all the other kind of shit. It's pointless. It's worthless. It's done. Especially, I mean, if you can't even admit to me about what's going on, then you definitely wouldn't be the kind of person to like, go ahead and admit to like, the authorities or just like, or say anything. Like I said, people don't owe me, but it's just like, I expect that something. Certain people don't owe me. Actually, no one really owes us anything, but it was just like, yo, I expected something out of certain people who I was loyal to. I expected something. I'm like, yo, like, sue me. Like, I don't care. Like, yo, that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of person who I want to be. Like, I want to be with somebody who, like, yo, I'm loyal to you. So you're gonna expect this kind of loyalty. You're gonna expect this type of service. Like, no questions asked. No questions asked. I'm gonna hold you down. Like, you don't have to worry about that. But unfortunately, some people are not like that. And this is the part where narcissists will play the game where it's just like, well, see, look, you hurt your own feelings. But I'm telling you, as soon as they get the little feelings hurt, they get cheated on, they're gonna throw some little post or something like that. Something, I was loyal, I was gang, and all that other kind of shit because I seen that shit all the time. Like, yo, I'm just like, yo, please stop being hypocritical. Please stop being hypocritical about your own dumb shit because like you be trying to throw stones at it like at a glass house. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's it's insanity because I'm always being able to just like call out and recognize how easy to spot the BS. How easy it is to spot the BS, and people just really don't want to smell that shit. It's it's bizarre. So I was saying with a relationship, just imagine, we were in a relationship, or with a guy or whatever like that, and I cheated on you and you forgave me, and for whatever reason, the cheating happened again. Again, I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that anyway to anybody. But it's just like, okay, so yeah, cheated. What is the point of going ahead to? What is the point of going ahead to? This is like it's not redundant, but something I discussed before, and in terms of forgiveness, it's just like with the second time around, you're gonna have to keep forgiving somebody, right? You're gonna have to keep being the person who's gonna forgive somebody. The first time you cheat, you forgive that person. The second time you cheat, you're gonna have to forgive that person again. But hopefully you break up with that person this time. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, like excuse me, when you're forgiving somebody, why do you want to? Why do you feel like that person deserves forgiveness? Why? Why? Like this person is always going to be a fuck up. So what happens if you guys break up? What happens if you guys break up and he's upset that you broke up with him and he does some foolish shit? And or since I do some foolish shit. So will you forgive me then? Why? That's crazy. Like, all right, so yeah, like, all right. Second time I cheated on you, you broke up with me, or he cheated on you and you broke up with him, and you're like, fine. So, but what if we, like he or I, decide to do something malicious to you? Say that the guy happens to, I don't know, slash your tires or something like that, mess up your tires. Why are you gonna forgive that person? Would you forgive that person? Why would you need like? You're always gonna have to forgive some. Like, hold on. When people tell you to forgive somebody, it's like expecting that you're always going to have to forgive somebody for doing something that you probably shouldn't. Hopefully, you should never have to be in that position where you should always have to forgive somebody. It's just like, no, this person knew exactly what the fuck that they were doing. So, therefore, you do not need to forgive somebody. Like, you forgave them once you exited out of the relationship. Um, whatever they did thereafter is up to like is on them. Is on them, especially with the grandiose situations. Like it's on them. Walk away. Walk away. You don't have to forgive them. If you want to forgive them, then you can. And if you don't, then you don't. Like, what is so important about forgiveness anyway? I mean, excuse me. Having your forgiveness is something that's very valuable and it's something that's very important though. But like, if you know that if you know that forgiveness is important, then why are you doing what you can to fuck it up? And why do you always like request it after you keep fucking up? Like, therefore, it's like a moot point. Like, don't. Okay, B bought a bitch. Hold on for a moment. He bought a friend. Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, no, we're not doing this. Dude bought a friend, yo. That's ridiculous. Um, yeah. So if you, so if yeah, if you fuck up, if you or I fuck up, and we're no longer in a relationship, we're no longer talking, this, that, here, and the third. What is the point of having like the forgiveness? What is the point? What is the point of having forgiveness, especially if the person is not showing any type of growth whatsoever? Like keep the forgiveness to yourself. Like, don't forgive that person. Just like keep it with yourself. Because that person obviously isn't sorry. The person obviously isn't even doing anything to atone. And this person is just really just probably just jerking your chain because they got in trouble. It's not genuine. Unless somebody's actually reaching out to you and being an adult about it, then it's a moot point. Just move on. The person does not genuinely care. And yeah, that's basically what that's what I realized a long time ago, but I had to put it down and I had to record it I think a couple of nights ago because I was just like, no, I'm so sick and tired of people telling me that I have to forgive somebody who literally is just showing that they're a continuous fuck up. So you mean that if I did offer, that pardon, then boom, they're gonna do something else stupid, and you expect me to forgive that bitch? Excuse me. Shut up. That person does not deserve my forgiveness. Okay, and it's not for me. It's literally for them. They want it. I'm not gonna keep on forgiving somebody who wants to obviously do me harm and is showing me that they are not regretful for the decisions that they make. It does not make any sense in order to forgive somebody who's unapologetic in their malicious actions. I also wanted to go on here. Oh, 555. I don't know what that means. Um, I also want to go on here and state that, yeah, like I'm definitely, a conflict resolution kind of person. Like, I'll hear you out though. But if somebody is literally playing games and just trying to see exactly, um, oh, does this person still like me? So like, let me just stay tethered to them and just stay here in the third. I'm just like, ew, nigga. Like that just makes you look so fucking unattractive. That's really just so fucking gross. I mean, for some reason, narcissists, they get a thrill out of that. Like it really does like tickle their tits. Because these bitches how they act. So yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's just like go away. Go away. Um yeah, so that was one of the things. But as far as the blame game goes, it's just like I've already accepted, and I've guilted myself for several years about like the distraction guilt that people were basically being hypocrites about, because the every single time when I try to just move forward in my progression with everything, this is the funny shit. This person obviously didn't know and completely in its entirety about like what was going on, and got somewhere into, I guess, the very end of the situation. Because when I broke up with my ex, and actually again, you can go ahead and see that video that I was talking about with like closure from an ex. I had moved on and I pursued my, like the YouTube career and all that other kind of stuff. And I was making a lot of good moves. Networking my ass off, and just, really like associating myself with people, going out. Like people literally called me up and asked me to like hang out with them to like, events and stuff like that. Oh, they were having like a birthday dinner or something like that. And asking me, like, just singling me out and asking me out. And I was just like super honored, because like, yo, if I'm gonna support you and I'm gonna be loyal to you, I'm gonna show you such fucking loyalty and such fucking service. And it's just like sometimes I would give out like event tickets to these people, because like I'm just like, yo, I think you should just you should pass the baton. Like, yo, if you see somebody, wanting who's ambitious, or just wanting somebody who's like aspiring, I'm just like, yo, like, hey, take this. You don't owe me anything. Like, you don't have to come with me. Like, just here, take this. Like, here's free products. Here's this. There's that. Because I think that's the cool thing to do. Like, I think that's just something that you should do. I don't know. I think that's. I mean, like, I kind of know, but it's just like, I don't know, because I just think that's something that shouldn't just like naturally happen. Anyway, but yeah, I was continuing on with my YouTube career, doing the thing, and then my ex, the narcissist, decided to just play a little game and make it a competition where somebody who did once upon a time follow me, um, take some of my stuff, take some of my content, and just like play. It was like playing these little mind games. And so, I mean, this right here, this little situation is part of the past, so I don't want to really like go into the whole gist of it in the details. So I like, I let that go. But it's yeah, that was the distraction, because I thought for the whole entire time that this was basically, before I even knew that he was involved, I thought that this right here was just like, something that was minor, but people blew it out into a huge ass proportion. And it's because of this little nigga. So I'm over here focused on this because, I'm over here, I want to network and I want to grow in this industry. So I'm just like, okay, well, look, hey, let's at least agree to disagree. Because, while I try to communicate with some people, I was just like, yo, let's just agree to disagree. But no, I was already like, X'd out and all this other kind of stuff. And then slander and shit happened. And then in the background, them basic local ass community from my town bitches was hating and started to just like, oh yeah, no, let's like tear her down because she's growing in her channel and she's aspiring and she's this and that. So like, let's tear her down. So, and unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that they were doing that. They were over here smiling in my face and liking my content. I'm over here trying to work out, like trying to put one fire out here, and all these little basic ass bitches are over here trying to like, throw more gasoline into it. So I'm not so at some certain type of point, people just started coming into the business of my personal life here and there. But it took me a while to okay, well, hold on. So while I'm over here putting out this one fire, I was just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, you know what, fine then. I'll break off from this community and I'll just take some time to myself to just self reflect and also work and hone in on my craft and my art. So I came back and I thought it was gonna come out better than ever. And that's when I was starting to get that inkling that okay, people are just being really like, passive aggressive and talking about me. And I was like, yo, like this is some nasty foul energy fucking nigga. So I decided to make a whole nother channel because people were trying to like, be passive aggressive and just like and say some dumb shit. So I'm an individualist. So I was like, all right, fine then. Like, I'll break off. Like I broke off from this community and then I started to just, like work from the ground up and just started doing my own thing when I made like Love Bees Honey. I broke off from like, the black community because like, okay, everybody just seemed like really, up in arms about like copying, and then fast forward everybody started like being up in arms about their own content being copied. I was just like, hold on, so I can't talk about any of my content seeming like it was but then they did that was a funny situation. Again, that was the past. I let that go because I was just like, you know what, it is what it is, it was what it was. But I literally just did my own thing with Love Bees Honey. I was just trying to break out and do my own thing. So I'm an individualist either way, which is why I'm not trying to go back to my other channel right now because I need to find my bearings. And I'm not trying to be somebody's source of entertainment, even though what it seems like everybody wants me to be some type of like obedient slave. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. What I'm working on right now is just my fucking, getting clarity, which just seems like something that's unattainable right now. From It seems to be unattainable. People would rather just kind of give me half-assed content or no content at all, or just distracting content. For the people who are very helpful, I do appreciate that, which is why I exclude them from the narrative because I mean it's better to get something than nothing, but at the same time, like I wish I could get more. But beggars can't be choosers, and I do appreciate I appreciate people's help. Um, so whenever I talk about like whenever I supposedly talk from the side of my neck and say some mean shit, like notice that I'm not talking about people who have literally been, supportive or just, have said some helpful content. However, it was very funny when some people did think that I was talking about them. I was just like, no, but you can be put in there now. so, so yeah, yeah. So I'm doing Love Bees Honey. I started it out with just beauty and all the other kind of stuff, and now here I am just trying to get my bearings on basically why a whole fucking state decided a state that's actually very tethered to history, a very historic spot, and has Ivy League places and all this other kind of stuff. And yeah, it's been an eye opener. This year has been a major eye opener about who's there for you and who's not. In my discussions, I put this video up of like Britney Spears and Mariah Carey and their mental breakdown, and it's just like, yo, even people with money, and even people with family, can be betrayed and have like and have enough of like people being interfering in their own business, and yet here I am, you know, just a black woman, and I'm just thinking like, what gives people the right to think that they are entitled to my space in my life? So. And speaking of which, like, having filmed me in the privacy of my home and for so long, they have also filmed before my brother became, an accomplice to just all this, this dumbass shit. My younger brother, the one who I practically raised as a fucking kid, or excuse me, I helped raise when he was young before he moved with his godparents, and and still like looked out for him when he was even up until adult. Um, knowing that there are cameras in the house and people were just, filming stuff and filming me in like my fucking bathroom and shit like that. This is the part that had got me in my feelings. Cause I'm just like, yo, like at the time when, like I rode hard for like, my little brother, like, like he was more than just like my little brother. He was, he was like my little cub. Like basically he was like, like my son. Like, I mean, not my son, ew. But like, like, yo, like this is my little cub and I'm the big cub. I will fuck you up. Do not hurt my little brother. And like, don't hurt my little brother. I will, yeah. It's just really gross on how knowing that it's really gross knowing that with the cameras in the house and cameras in the bathroom, you watch me. So that means that when my little brother at the time, because he's like 20, what's it, 2021, so he's 21. That means that around like 15, 16, like you guys were watching him in the bathroom, bitch. Like why because like sometimes he would come over and that's so fucking disgusting. Oh my god. Like yo, all right, hold on, nah, because I was really in my fucking feelings. I was just like yo, like y'all fucking gross. But I need to. First off, I just need to pull myself into the present because right now he's no longer underage, and I no longer, fuck with that nigga because he crossed me. Uh, yeah, but that's just so fucking disgusting. Like, yo, like that's pedophilia. I would imagine, right? That's just so fucking gross. So the activities that you guys had knowingly participated in are just, really just sick. Sick. I can't respect that. Flowers and passives, like these people, I just I can't get down with that. I can't get down with that at all. That's so fucking gross. So yeah, no. um so yeah. I think also because I myself was abused as a little kid, so I mean I think that's also like a trigger moment for me too. So, but like, God, people are just so fucking disgusting. Um, so now that I have to return back to work, it's just like, yo, how do you greet people? I was wondering, like, how do you greet people who just pretend like they didn't cross you, or that that everything's copacetic, and it's basically like you don't. Um, I think I mentioned it before, like, yo, I can keep things still business, but it's just like, yo, like, don't try to act like, you're a mom and I'm the child. And I don't know, we probably had like a disagreement or, pardon me, we had like some type of little disagreement and you can make things right by telling me a joke, buying me something that I like, or compliments me. No, no, that none of that's gonna work. For the amount of shit that you did to cross me, no, that's not gonna work. And I wouldn't expect the same from anybody else. Like, come on now, get the fuck out of here. That is super disrespect. I can keep it business. I can keep it business, but let's keep it business. Like, yo, you don't have to know about, oh, so how well did you get to do in school and all that kind of shit. Like, no, you don't have to ask me that question. Don't ask me the second or the third. Like, don't fake it for me. Like, you have to care. I'm not asking that out of you. You feel me? Like, I'm not asking you to try to ask me exactly how I'm doing. Like, yo, just keep it neutral. Keep it fucking neutral. Um, I can still just don't push it. Like I can like there's certain people where I'm just like, okay, like this person is nice, like okay, this person is cool right here, like, but yeah, no, I kind of know, but like yeah, but like let's don't try to dress it up. Don't try to dress it up. Don't be a dumb bitch. And I hate these people that are literally just um super passive aggressive because I give people chances, and now some people are gonna honestly like hear my mouth back, so they're gonna get it. They're gonna get that mouth back. So I'm like, oh yeah, so this is how you want to talk. Just know that this is the energy. Like you're not gonna get the same type of energy, but you're not gonna get quiet. Like you want to talk about quiet. You're gonna wish that I stay quiet. Like womp womp. And I know it's probably like, a tactic in order to probably like, give me fired though. But like, sweetie, I've seen that from a mile away. Like, I can talk to you and still hurt. Like, I can talk to you and cut you right back. So let's be cute about this, okay? um, you know, like, yeah, in the meantime, I think it's just best to just try to avoid these kind of people, like with the best of your intentions. And if it happens to be a moment where someone is like you have to talk to them, like if it's a member of your church or if it's somebody that you live with or something like that, just keep it basic. Just keep that shit basic. You know, just be like, oh, so yeah, so how are you doing? Or like, oh, how was your summer? Warm, super warm, rained a lot. Oh, like, so how was school? B plus. Did you like it? It was school. Like, what would you expect? So, how have you been doing? How are you feeling? As well as can be expected. Surprised you don't already know that. So, just just some things. Just like, yeah, yeah. So, all right. So another thing is, oh, so yeah, we already we basically we come to the part where it's like, yo, hate me for the truth. Because there's so many slanders and lies and stuff like that. I don't know what's being said about me to justify me being filmed without my permission. But I don't have time and I don't want to go through the back and forth of like, oh no, I said this, I didn't say this or that or this, that here, and I did this and I didn't do that. No, fuck all y'all. Like I have something else to really worry about. I know that right now. My rights are my rights are taken. But it's just like, yo, like, all right, it's people are like, oh, it's about the money. I'm like, you're profiting off of me. It just seems like, I mean, if you that's slavery. That's slavery. That's human trafficking. Like, I mean, obviously I should get something out of being oppressed and opportunities that I've been cut through. Like I've been manipulated I've been manipulated and harassed. And I also just dismissed the part where it was stating that I was trying to fit in. No, I wasn't trying to fit in anywhere. I was trying to stay in contact with people who I was like literally, still networking and still invested in because I'm an independent person. Okay. That's literally what I was doing. I was, maintaining, a healthy business environment for a small ass industry at the time. Now that it's gone big, it's still like, ostracized me. So here I am. And then I just was like, fuck it. I'll start over from the ground up. And even then, that wasn't good enough because people still kept stealing my content and taking my ideas and doing this, that, here, and the third. So, yeah, that dismissed the whole thing about me trying to fit in. No, go fuck yourselves. At the end of the day, I'm still telling you guys, like, no, I don't want to be a leader. But here you are, and it's like, trying to put a fucking crown on me. And I'm just like, no, take the shit out of there. Like, I just want to be an individualist. I want to help. I want to help people when. This is the thing. I had this weird situation where yes, I do want to help people, but at the same time, it's just like I really think that makes me like it tags me as some person who is supposed to just take a bunch of abuse from a lot of people's bullshit, and that's not something I want to do. I'm not that kind of hero. I'm not that kind of not even a hero. I'm not that kind of helping person. I want to grow. I want to grow and become the person who I want to be, though. But it's just literally, it's going to be under my conditions. I'm just, yeah. Anyway, I'm not the kind of person who wants to be labeled as a helper. I want to help people, but I don't want people to expect it from me. And that's the thing, like, because people have abused that power for so fucking long. So I'm just like, no, no, I will not. I will fucking not. And if people are saying, use discernment, but like, how can you discern over something that you don't have any knowledge, you don't have full knowledge and facts over? I'm just telling people exactly like what I know and how to go about it to the best of my abilities. Now, if I actually knew, especially when people actually already know that I'm an intelligent person, they would already know that, I would know how to move forward. But no, they rather, keep me stuck and tethered to them. So here we are. All right, so I'm just kind of like easing into the whole part where it's just like, okay, if you're gonna hate me for the truth, because I've always said the part where it was just like, yeah, I've already put some other like, some some shit out there about myself in the past and putting some stuff out into what's going on with my life now. Also shutting down the whole thing about like keep your private life private. Then bitch stop fucking watching my private life that's being supported by the fucking government or like my exes in fucking this town in this city. So fucking stupid. Like yo, stop being manipulative. Um mostly it's just like mostly it's just a moment right now where it's just like, okay, fine. Man. If you're gonna hate me or you're gonna dislike me for the things that I've done. Point of Kate. All right, so the only thing where it's just like saying like, okay, I'm perfectly imperfect. I mean, obviously, I'm okay. This hold on. This Christmas tree has flaws. Okay, I have acne. I have stretch marks. I have this, that, here, and the third. This Christmas tree has flaws, but she's still a beautiful Christmas tree, who can still look gorgeous under any house, under any star, and maybe that too. I'm all Christmas tree, so I have the star too. So I'm beautiful. Okay, I'm wonderful. I am. I am. I love my. I like. I value the beauty that I have in me. I know that there's somebody who's like prettier than me always. Like there's always gonna be somebody who's prettier than me. But it's just like look, I know that I'm a beautiful Christmas tree. Okay, I have the star and everything. I'm awesome. I am. I'm nice. And I mean, it's just kind of like a personality that you need to have about yourself. Like, you're like, yo, I'm a Christmas tree. I mean, yeah, I have like, there's some pine needles on the floor. You feel me? I mean, yeah, there might be a little hole or two um, from, the little moth or whatever like that. But I'm cute. So, I mean, what? Yeah. All right. But, all right. So some scandals. All right. Here's the thing. No one that's, when it comes to like scandals or anything like that. Like there's nothing that I've done that's scandalous compared to what other people have done. And it's so funny because literally the things that I've been judged for, literally everybody else has done. Literally everybody else has done and there's like super hypocrites for. I'm sorry, I thought I had something here. No? Okay. Literally everybody else has done and they're super hypocrites for. So and I'm so glad that a lot of you guys are finding that out. I'm just like, yo, yeah. I love it. All right, so yeah, all right, you guys already know that I done the whole gun range thing, and honestly, I don't like guns. I don't like guns, but I know that you have to. Well, you don't have to, but I know that they are. It depends on how you use that weapon. Okay, someone had mentioned it earlier. It's just like with social media. I forgot her name. Shit, whatever. It's actually when it's a. I think I shared her video on discussions. But yeah, it's just like with anything. Like you can use a pen for poetry, comedy, or as a weapon, basically. You can use it as you will. So with guns, yes. I've had a hate relationship with guns, and then I've had a hate relationship with guns, and now I have a like hate relationship with guns. Um, Yeah, because it was where I grew up. I'm just like, you hear guns, you're just like, no, I hate them. Well, I actually grew up in like a nice, like half, like suburban kind of area. It was very nice, very pretty, nice, multicultural. And then when my mom got her own place, I moved in with her. It was just like for a short time, and that's when you see some things. That's when you see some wild behind stuff. And by wild stuff, I don't want to say like stripping or anything like that. No. But like you move into the hood and you have to be careful on where you walk because there are like paraphernalia for drugs and stuff like that and disgusting things and you're just like that's so gross. As you're walking on your way to school, imagine me like my little self with like I was always tall, so like myself just walking with my little violin, just like trotting along. Walk over the crack. Just like, you just seeing like having to look both ways as you cross the street and you see the little crackhead just like jamming to no music playing at all. You're just like, yep, that's a Monday. At the times, he's pop. I've seen a couple of dead bodies. I don't know if I mentioned that before on this platform, but yeah, I've seen them. But it's not like I've seen them with like the cops surrounded. Like literally, I'm over here walking like my little god sister. We're going to school, and there's literally a dude that's like, bam, dude is like literally like, bam, right there, face down, ass up, and we're just like staring, and my mom is just like, so embarrassing. She's yelling. She's like, "All right, bye." She's like, as we're staring, because it's like I think it was like my first time I seeing a dead body. My mom was just like calling us out, and she's like, "All right, bye," because she saw us staring. She was like kind of like trying to urge us to keep walking, so we walked. We went to school, and it was crazy. I haven't seen like dead bodies until like I got older, and that was literally because of like I happened to just be at the like a wrong place twice, wrong place, wrong time. Where it's like, okay, like we're literally just leaving a club. We're about to walk in to go get ourselves some pizza, and like, hold on, we're getting out of the club, about to walk to inside a place to get some pizza, and there's an altercation going outside, and we come outside and we're seeing the after effects, and this is like some crazy shit or something to that effect. But yeah, yeah. I don't even know how I got to this conversation. Um, so yeah, oh yeah, so that's how I feel about guns. I don't like guns, but I mean, so I'm saying like if you already dislike me, it's probably because of, one of the things because of guns, and I don't want anything tethered to me about that. I was like, no, I have a like detest for guns, but I can see their use if you use them correctly. So yeah. And also I think one of the things about me is that we're gonna start with the worst thing. So when I was 19, 18, 19, when I damn sure wasn't in my 20s, and I damn sure wasn't an adult, but yeah, I can't remember which one right now. I can't remember which one right now. And so I slept with an older guy. I slept with an older guy. Yes, scandal. I know. 16 years older then. 16 years older, yeah. And he seemed cool. For the most part, my aunt. Well, no, because my uncle did marry her. That's a story on its own. My aunt introduced us, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, hi, like, how are you doing?" And blah, blah, blah. And just like, "Oh, hey, like, how you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, "Oh, okay, like, whatever." Mind you, this is I was very sheltered, extremely sheltered. Didn't go to house parties, couldn't even go to, oh my goodness. So there was like opportunities to go to like college, to stay there like overnight, for overnight moments. Like during the summer, you can go to a college and you can just like stay there for the summer. Just, you can take like an college courses and stuff like that. I really wanted it, and I was like, I really wanted it so I can actually learn. And she's just like, it's just like, and I was so serious too. I wanted to just like learn, but she always thought it was for sex. I'm just like, who, where, and how? At the time, I was just very, very naive, Miss Disney Channel. No offense to Disney, but I'm just saying, I like Disney, so I do. But I'm just saying. That was extremely sheltered, didn't know anything, limited friends. And the fact that it was very hard to try to have my mom like allow me to go over to other people's houses. Other people's houses. Uh, I actually only went over to one person's house. One person's house in my entire life. That shit is just insane when I was a kid. Anyway, we're going into another rabbit hole. I slept with an older man who's 16 years older than me. And in hindsight, that is very predatory. That is very disgusting. And however, if I was like much older, actually, I mean, I'm 19, so I'm already an adult though. But it's just like, if I was older, maybe. Actually, that's not really bad. In fact, I think there's some celebrity marriages that are like, about that age or older. Let me not get into it. But yeah, so that's one of the things that I felt really bad about. Then I got over it because I was just like, no. Because moving forward, like I was still in connection with him, but I was just like, yo, but moving forward, like this can't happen because when we met, like he seemed single. He seemed single, but he didn't have anything that showed that he was in a relationship. I found out later that he was in a relationship. Found out later that he was in a relationship. So that was that was that was a confusing time because at the time, like, I was just a young dumb girl. Had relations with somebody who was in a relationship. Yeah, that he was married. Okay, so yeah, like, all right, so let's just get to the nitty gritty. He was married, and I didn't find out until till later. So when I went into the relationship with him, broke my little heart, and yeah, that's it. We're just gonna that's gonna be another story. So still, still communicated, but it was just like, okay, in hindsight, like, no, this is not right. This is not taboo. Wasn't a pastor, wasn't a deacon or anybody a member of church, wasn't like the president, wasn't, somebody like, of like some type of affiliation or anything like that. It was just like, okay, like I slept with somebody and it happened to be, I was in a relationship with somebody, excuse me. I was in a relationship with somebody because like, we were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. And I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, because this is so cute. He can buy me things. And so sad. Oh my gosh. But this is basically like, as a young woman, this is what I'm thinking because it's like, because he can, oh my gosh, I don't even want to do that again. So yeah, that's what happened. And yeah. So now that you know the worst thing about me, that's literally the only thing that I feel guilty because, like, we had relationships for a very long. We had a relationship for a very long time, and yeah. Hey man, hey dude. Sorry, he came to me and was like, "What's up, man? What's up?" All right. Wait, where are you? You what? Disgusting. Okay, he's not wet, but yeah, this is a. Yeah. So other thing, what's going on here right now? Uh, yeah, the married gentleman and beat up two women. That's really the only thing that you guys can go try to put on me is that I married a guy. No, except for I married a guy, and I happened to beat up two women. Two women who literally threatened my life. And I also wanted to fight another woman and her friend, but unfortunately, it was dark and she was already home, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. But if you threaten me and you also show like ongoing types of harassment, um, I will meet you. Well, excuse me, the younger me would have met you. So there were occasions when I literally have put my hands on different occasions, two women, and yeah, yeah. I'm nice, but I will get super tall as a tree. What can I say? This giraffe has legs, and yeah, I will beat you up. They're so clingy. Chantilly's are so clingy. Here you go. So cute. Yeah. There was one. Oh my gosh, back from there was one occasion where this girl, like, all right, so I was with my then ex-boyfriend. Come on, man. My latest fashion. I was in a car with my then ex. No, I was in a car with my then boyfriend, and we were driving on a bridge. We were driving on a bridge. It was like a narrow one bridge. It wasn't like two lanes. It was one bridge, and this person had on their high beams, and they were just like trying to like run us over. I'm like, first off, it's a bridge. Secondly, it's my car. Because he was driving, but it happened to be, one of the exes that are the narcissist. He he was sleeping with this girl and had the audacity to make her so fucking jealous that she wanted to hurt me. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what are these situations? I'm just like, if you want this guy, you can have him, okay? First off, but know this, I will beat you up. I will beat him up and I'll beat you up. I will put my hands on him and I will beat you up. Do not try to come for me in a certain type of way thinking that, it's going to be fucking gravy. Just because I'm sweet, just because, no, not even sweet, just because I'm kind doesn't mean that, I'm not going to do anything. Like, hold on for one moment. I have to grab something for my face because the cat. Hold on, I'm sorry. Baby boy, I'm sorry. I love you, but hoo-ha. Ah, goodness. You're so cute, man. All right. He's so adorable. He's just like, he's so cute, man. Um, so yeah, she thought she was being cute. She thought she was being cute. Like she was in the car with her husband. With her husband, yo. So check this out. So he slept with the married woman, knowingly, and I still beat up the bitch because the way how I did it, beautiful by the way. I won't go into the details with that, at least not now. Um, but how I did it was nice. Black community, you would have been proud. So, so yeah. And then the second time happened again. I mean, she was a minority, but it was just like, so, yeah. And the other one I beat up too, but again, that's another story. Again, like, yo, don't fight me over a dude. Do not. I mean, well, actually, no. The first one, like, was trying to be stupid and try to, like, you know, fuck with the both of us in order to, I guess, make a point. And I was like, no, 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 no. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do what is it? What is that movie where the woman bulls the bunny? I'm like, no, please. No, I will end you first. Because yeah, that's just insane. Like, no. Then there was another one who decided to that is another story on its own though, but she ended up being like really, really gross and stank. And I was just like, oh hell no. So I beat her up too. So yes. So I mean that's really it. Like there's nothing else. Like anything that else anybody says is really just lies and tacky. So just if you're gonna hate me for the truth. Hate me because I slept with a married guy and I beat up two bitches who really had it coming, and I threatened another one who made these passive aggressive like little temps and tacks, and was being a little cunt with her friend too, thinking that they were gonna do something to me. Bitch, please, do not. So yeah, because I will meet you halfway, like y'all, like we can do some things, and I've done some things. So, and those were the things. So do not try to like allocate anything else to me. The sun is coming in beautifully. I feel like the Lord is just gracing me with the right kind of sun. Like this is the sunset, sexy sun. I love it. So yeah, if you're gonna dislike me for those things. Literally anything else when it talks about like whoring out or whatever like that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. It's so disrespectful. Not that funny enough, it's not disrespectful because of the actions. It's disrespectful because of the people. Like, do not try to connect me to some ugly ass people. Like that is so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. That is like a double insult. That is a double insult. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't do like the horror things and stuff like that. I mean, that I don't do the horror things unless it's like for my romantic partner, and like the horror things are just like just not even horror things. But yeah, and the reason why I'm saying these things is because literally like my life has been broadcasted without my permission. So it's just like, okay, well, shit, you're at least gonna hear it from the horse's mouth, and it's not to the point where this is me trying to resolve anything because I don't care at this point. I didn't care before, but like at least let me just pinpoint you directly to exactly what it is that I want to come forth clean with, because it's like fuck it, like yeah, okay, I did the scandal, and then I cut it off. In fact, I still have like little screenshots. I mean, not screenshots, but like messages where it's just like, look, please go to your wife. This is disgusting. Like, go to your wife. Like, don't do this. Don't do that. So yes, I mean, I'm not gonna show you those, and because I'm not gonna disrespect him, and like that's I think that would be hurting everybody, especially like his family. Like, no, 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 we're not gonna do that. Fuck that. No, no, we're not doing that. So, and he's never done that. Like come on to me in any way like that at all ever since. So yeah, it's a moot point. But yeah, you know, young, dumb, and yeah, yeah. Everything else, everything else is just everything else is just bullshit. Everything else is just bullshit. So whenever anybody's just like, oh yeah, she did this and she did that, I'm just like, like the lies and slander, and and like even with all that bullshit, none of that justifies being exploited without my permission. None of that justifies being video cameraed, um, being hacked, being all this stuff. None of that justifies it. None of it. And for people to try to tell me like, oh, just get used to it, surrender to this, I'm just like, this is ridiculous because surrendering to this would actually be a demise for the both of us. Because then we're giving the green light in the future for other generations and possibly even one of you guys to be filmed without your permission and stuff like that. It starts, people take an inch, we'll take a mile. Well, like, honestly, if it's like, you take a mile, you give an inch and they take a mile, basically. They will take a mile once you give them an inch. Once you give them this yes, they'll just use it. They'll use it and they'll abuse it. This is why I was doing this video. So I really don't know exactly how to move forward with this because I'm honestly being totally transparent with you guys, I mean, from the get-go. So this is basically how we move forward from like, how do we move forward from here? Is it still going to be with the lies of, promises of what's to be, what's to come, this, that, here, and the third? Or is it going to be some people really going to come up and bring some fucking clarity? Or are you going to still continue this fruitless endeavor to try to, I guess, bring me down when I've already like literally let out everything? Anything else is just, lies and slander. Anything that I wanted to just try to keep to myself is just like, boom, you already, like, boom, there it is. That's it. So now, yeah, the only thing you can do now is, in rotation, just, watch me without my permission. Practice the greed, the lust, the envy, the nasty behaviors. I was always wondering, I was just like, yo, like, what is the point of that? What is the point of that? I was just like, yo, like the people who were greedy, again, I guess that's what I said. I was just like, the people who knew that they were being helpful. I was like, yo, distinguish yourself from the people who obviously aren't, and people who are wanting to still support my narcissist ex and whoever else are affiliated with this. Like, yeah. So what is the harm in telling me exactly like what the fuck is going on? Like, what is the harm? I'm pretty sure like every prisoner in this state has, gets to know exactly like what their charge is. You feel me? Like for me to be in this condition, for people to still like think that, oh shit's gravy and just things are going back to normal when things are still the same. People are still reporting back to me exactly what my activities are and what it is that I'm thinking. And I'm just like, niggas, it's not the past, it's, the present. I mean, if it's still playing in the present. I don't know, I'm the only person that's, I'm the only person that's talking to myself and just talking, just discussing things. Anyway, I'm gonna go. So it is already long enough, and hopefully I will have some better content. Also, I didn't I mean, not better content, but like some better information for you guys because at this point, like, I don't know, but I would definitely say just to stand in your truth and to know exactly like what it is that you did do and what you didn't do, and anything that's that you didn't do, then it's just like, go fuck these people. So I already put myself out there, and it's just like, okay, anything else that you want to just lie about, it's like, go fuck yourself. Like that shit doesn't happen. If it's not true, then it's not true. So that's how basically the kind of behavior that I've been in motion to move forward in. But I'm just kind of putting it out there since my life has already been broadcasted. So I'd rather just, throw that out there. All right, I'm gonna go. I don't have the picture. I can't find the picture. I did search for the picture. I can't find the picture of me with the little cute little witch outfit. Oh yeah, and all the other kind of stuff about like witches or something like that. I don't know that stuff. Please, the closest, the hardest I've gotten to that stuff is Hocus Pocus. It was like, what the fuck? Oh my goodness, and like costumes. I think it looks nice though, but like come on now, stop that shit. Y'all really try to do that. She's it's like so basically she's a witch, and this is why we need to watch everything she's doing. We need to see exactly how often she rubs her breasts and how often and how she sleeps. We need to make sure that she's just having sex accordingly and all that other kind of shit. Like get the fuck out of here. Like there's no excuse to be watching me in the privacy of my home when I'm literally doing nothing but boring stuff, or even when I'm outside, or even when I'm thinking. Like I've done nothing before I knew exactly what the fuck was going on. You play the tape. You seen me do nothing but just do either like natural volunteering or natural giving stuff, natural just things out of the essence where I just thought that shit was just copacetic and just kindness and dipping people when it came to just like wanting to like do a good deed. The fuck out of here. That's what I said. People have light and dark, which is why I was always justifying like, we all have human parts, which is why I came out on here because I didn't want to be so elusive anymore when I was just kind of saying that people have light and dark and not think that for people to just like abuse it and just run with it any type of way that they can. I'm like, no, this is what I did. This is my dark side. This is things that I've done. So now go ahead and judge me. But that's why I said I can't. I don't want to be the person that's going to like try to find fault in other people. Like I can see both sides to a lot of shit. I like to weigh both options to a lot of things. So I can do both light and dark, but I like to try to stay in the light as much as possible. Like I don't like doing like, I don't like seeing or like doing a lot of stuff that people would like to do. I just kind of see a lot of that as low vibration. So but I'm really trying to work on exactly like getting myself back into like a higher moment before I was brainwashed by social media practically, or as they said, indoctrinated, or trying to be manipulated. No, I would say manipulated. I don't like to say either of those words like brainwashed or indoctrinated. Manipulated, heavily manipulated in social media. So like, I'm trying to get out of like a lot of that shit. So that is just something that I'm trying to work on, and hopefully I can just share some of that information with you, but it's going to be kind of hard because I said hard, not impossible, but it's going to be kind of hard because actually no, that part is going to be kind of easy because a lot of the shit, like, I've just fell back into just doing the things that I used to do. Fell back into doing the things that I used to do. All that whole low vibrational shit. Like I don't do that because my environment is cleaner. My environment is just me, so I'm just working accordingly. But I also know that I feel like these energies where just people are just being just really just low vibrational. And I'm not saying the people on YouTube. I'm saying like the people like like on my Facebook or in my neighborhood. So, and I know that the situation right now where I'm still getting reminders that people are like listening in and abusing powers to watch me and stuff like that. It's very archaic. It's very archaic and disgusting and gross. And please do not try to tell me that I have to befriend or date my oppressor. It's so fucking Disney movie. I feel like it's so funny because one year I was looking like Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So that's just gonna be like so weird. Like it's just so creepy, man. Just please don't make me try to date the villain. and in order for my freedom to come, it was like, yeah, so all you have to do is like, date the villain and then kumbaya. Like, what the fuck? Like, that would hurt, man. That would just be so fucked up. Alright, guys. I'm just gonna go because I really need to get my bearings and I'm gonna go eat something. if anyone does want to tell me anything, or if anyone is confident enough in order to help me um, find exactly what the clarity is and find that information, I will greatly appreciate it. I want to know exactly like the full clarity about what the fuck is going on. Like, I want the full clarity, not people just trying to hint. Although the people who have given me the information so far, like as always, I really thank you. People who have literally been so supportive, I thank you. I just I'm ready to come out the dark. I'm ready to come out the dark. So if you can offer that information, or offer me somebody like a contact, a lawyer, or send me the contacts for a lawyer, because unfortunately, of course, like I said, this whole town and city is just totally fucked up. So a lot of people are just very corrupt and in on it. So if you want to help, then I would greatly appreciate it. Just let me know.